Hey, it's Scott, and I'm at my parents' house in beautiful Apopka, Florida. And my mother and I, Nancy, there, say hello, Nancy.
Hi.
We are going to be talking about her beautiful pieces of artwork, the things that she does best, and we're just kind of going through the house a little bit, looking at some of the pieces, which I think are quite beautiful. So show me what you'd like to show me, Mom. If it's a little shaky, I'm going handheld on my iPad, so be patient with me here. Okay, we'll start with this beauty. Tell me about it, Mom.
This was done, a picture from Spain,
Mm-hmm.
and it was photographed and then done in the studio.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. Tell me about this one. This one had a very interesting story to it.
This was done in New Mexico, in Santa Fe. I was at a hotel with the group from the University of Miami. These were all art teachers and professors from college,
Mm-hmm.
University of Miami. Anyway, the dancers came and did a dance for us, and I took photos, and then I did the painting. The painting was in a show in Miami and was very successful. The week after I took it down out of the show, National Geographic had a whole bunch of beautiful photographs of Indians dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And the one looked so much like my painting that I never showed the painting again, because someone would say, "Oh, you did that from National Geographic."
It's a shame. Yeah, I could see where somebody would think you took their idea, but it was just a coincidence. Very gorgeous, very beautiful. All watercolor here so far. One of my favorite things my mother owns is this little brush set that I just think is gorgeous. So I just wanted to show that. And now I'm going to walk over into the living room. And this is all on the fly, so it's not anything that's recorded. We'll do the lady first. Take the painting, but you took some of the imagery and maybe shapes and incorporated the style of it.
He did a lot of paintings with gold and silver.
What's the famous painting from Gustav?
A Woman in Gold was a movie. I don't remember the name of the painting exactly, but
didn't he do the one with the man and the man is over the woman? The kiss. Yes, the kiss is his famous. And I can see a little of that in this photo. And I believe yesterday you were noting how her face is elongated.
I call it Red-Headed Woman after Gustav Klimt.
Mm-hmm.
That's the title.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
I was doing a whole range of women in those days after, with the gold and silver idea.
And then we have this piece.
This was Mexico. I got some small pieces out of Mexico that were made out of clay, and I decided I'd use one in a painting.
Mm-hmm.
And I added the tropics behind it, and it's symbolic of the Aztec religion, and I thought it was kind of interesting.
That's very pretty.
It also won a prize right here in Orlando. Big surprise, because it was with the Central Florida Watercolor Group.
Nice depth of field to the left of it. So another one of my particular favorites is this particular one.
I think they're all your favorites, Scott. This one is my studio that has long been gone, and it was at Miami, actually Coconut Grove, and it was Coconut Grove, between Coconut Grove and Coral Gables, a street called Old Schoolhouse Road. And this was a very beautiful mansion, 2-story high, and it was located in a very elegant part of housing part of town. Big acreage, so they eventually sold it, tore down the house, and made apartments all over the place, so that's gone. But my pink tree is still probably there.
Okay. This one first. Here we go.
That's China, and it's the Lee River, L-I, Lee River.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a boat taking photographs, and actually I left out the dead cows which were floating down the river, but they had flood season.
Good choice, Mom. Mm-hmm.
They had flood season, and the mountains were mystical, absolutely mystical.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very magical.
And
The other one is Spain. This one was done in the very location that a very famous Spanish painter painted the same scene, only he was in the grass and I was in a bar.
gotcha. Very nice, very nice. So this one's a new one that you've put together using new materials or different materials to make it happen. This is the one that really stands out for me personally. I love the eclectic use of the colors, and just they're all over the place, and it's almost psychedelic, but also very abstract and beautiful, and using different types of ink.
Alcohol ink. Alcohol.
What kind of paper is it on?
It's on UPO paper, which is a plastic paper, and most of the inks on there are alcohol inks. It's fun to use. It's very, very liquid. You move it around, you play with it, you blow it. And then after it dried, I started doing some black lines in there. So I haven't finished it yet, so I'll work on it later. This one I want to show you.
This keeps going on and on.
This next one I really am interested in. This is a photograph of a painting. And I have to tell you the story because one of my best students, Gina, came in one day with a painting that she had bought. And she didn't tell me where she bought it or anything. She just said, oh, I brought a painting in for a critique.
Mm-hmm.
And every day for my class, I give critiques around 10 o'clock. So she brought it in and put it on the floor, and we line them up, and then I start critiquing them, and the other students join in. Well, what I said about that one was, gee, that's not a bad painting. I kind of like that. And then she said, well, you should like it. It's your painting. And I just about died because I didn't realize it was my own painting.
Oh,
I had
funny.
donated it to some group that was raising money for something, and evidently Gina bought it. Well, Gina started out in my class as a beginner, and now she's way, it hasn't even been 2 years, and
she's an advance.
She's really, really done well.
Very good, very good, very good. You can see a artist's working table here, a new piece in progress here, down below. And just how...
messy I am.
Well, that's what artists are, is you have to, if you're not going to get... To me, this is actually quite nice and tidy, as opposed to messy, but you're like, no, it's messy. And I keep hitting my head on this. I feel like Gandalf in here.
Okay, here's the funny part. I'm also a poet. And here's my award of being a poet.
Limericks?
Not limericks, just plain old poetry.
I know a couple limericks.
And
But I don't think I could say them here.
this is poetry that Scott did in the 2nd grade.
Oh, goodness. I'm going to have to see those off camera here, so we'll take a look at them in a few minutes. So,
I'll put them on the table.
yeah. You can see more works. They're upside down of
These are photographs.
photos. So this is one of my favorites.
That's
Now-
Hawaii.
Tell the story you told me yesterday about this.
Well, I went to Hawaii with one of my students in Miami, an adult. She had a son who was in the Marine Corps, and he was renting a house on a lagoon on the other side of Oahu. So She flew over first, and then I flew over and met her and stayed at his house. And you could look across the water, and you had that view. It was far away, but I added to it. And the scenes were beautiful there. At night, it was gorgeous. But that was the weekend that the teacher blew up in space.
So it was the Challenger went to
Yes.
Christy McCullough. So it was in the 80s, and
Yeah, we were staying on a beach inside of the base, the Air Force base there, and it was quite interesting.
who's the old man here?
Probably me.
How you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna take a little nap.
All right, have a good one. And a little side extra here, huh? Yep, that is me below and my sister Cheryl atop. And then more family photos, of course, if I can find them.
That's my mom and dad.
That's your mom and dad. And
That's me and Bruce.
the younger years of you and Bruce.
That story
Some
about
wonderful
him
stuff.
in the white jacket.
Mm-hmm. There's my grandfather, Chick, who I never really got to know very well. There's a photo of Sexy Mama back in the day. And I believe, and I just want to show another. Now this is more of a desk area
Oh, don't show that.
where she does her
Show the teddy bear
desk
picture
work
behind
and
you.
such, but one of the classics, the teddy bear, the famous teddy bear, which is in the other video as well, but this one is one that everybody loves. Everybody loves this, and you know, the detail is amazing. And I just love this. It's great. Can't beat this. It's just the works of a master. There's so much more we have to show, but don't have the time. But I hope you all enjoyed our little tour.